Hey, once again, we are here with
Yep.
Marriage Moments. We're so happy that you have actually joined us today. Once again, we want you to subscribe, rate,
Yep.
review, and share this with everyone you can because we believe that adding value to marriages are really essential in today's culture because there's so many statistics that say marriages don't last anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So go ahead and like, rate, review, and subscribe to this and comment at any time you feel comfortable because we love your feedback. So my name is
Yes.
Billy Island.
And I'm Helena
Yeah.
Island.
Yeah, and so we've been married going on 15 years when this was recorded, and we are so happy about our
Hey, you
marriage.
know what I just thought about when you said that?
What's that?
Our first date.
Mm.
Our first date was essentially a costume party.
Yeah, yeah.
And funny story, I didn't even realize it was him because he had on a costume.
Yeah. Don't ever do that. Don't let the first date be a costume party. As a matter of fact, it was October the 31st around
Yeah.
that area.
Yep.
So wow, that was 17 years ago.
17 years ago.
So we've
So
been
we're coming up on our mini anniversary. I don't know what that would be called. Dating anniversary.
I guess it would be the beginning,
Yeah.
the inception of our relationship for sure.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. So, every moment matters in marriage and in relationships. We think that you can glean from all experiences. You can actually get some type of growth perspective. You can get a view that maybe you didn't have.
Yeah.
And that's why we drive home every moment matters because sometimes, when we're in a marriage and there's an argument or there's a disagreement or, we had a falling out or misunderstanding, sometimes we think that moment don't matter.
Yeah.
And it's only the moments that we're on vacay and we're going to destinations that are so
fun.
It's fun. And so now
Yeah.
we like, okay,
This
that
is a
matters.
moment, yeah.
That's the moment
To
that matters.
capture. Yeah.
But every moment matters.
It does. It does. Every moment matters so much so that you feel the heat of all of those moments like no other time than the holidays, right? And so when we're filming this, we'll be going into the holidays.
Yeah.
And so
Talking about Thanksgiving,
Christmas, the New Year coming, all of that. And it's been my experience that is some of the most high level stress time. The holidays, that is some of the most high level stress time for people. Some people have a hard time during the holidays because of a loss, Some people have a hard time during the holidays because of a myriad of reasons. Loss, their holidays as a child just wasn't happy. And all of those moments are totally magnified in a family setting, in a marriage setting. I can remember our first Christmas. Our first Christmas was the most bittersweet combination.
Is that in
of all
2007
time.
or?
No, our marriage, our first married Christmas was weird.
Wow.
And
I'm trying to remember that. That was 2010, obviously, because we got married in 2010.
Yes. So should we recap it or?
Please, because I don't remember.
So what happened was we were living in San Antonio at the time.
San Antonio,
in
Texas.
my mom's house. And my mom was caring for her elderly sister, my elderly aunt, her older sister. And my mom and sisters, they went to another family member's house. I wanted to go. We had somewhere else to be. Billy didn't communicate that to me, so I had a whole attitude. So we ended up arguing. We were in our bedroom arguing, and my elderly aunt knocks on the door, and she's like, "Is everything okay in there?" Remember?
Wow, that was Christmas?
Yeah, it was Christmas Day. Christmas Day.
Wow.
And I was like, yeah, Annie, everything's fine. Everything's fine. We were just, it was just really the worst lack of communication ever, because I didn't know we had somewhere else to be. I thought we were just not going to enjoy my side of the family. I had a whole weird thought process. But anyway, long story short, there have been many Christmases since then, many Thanksgivings, holidays since then, and we've worked through some stuff.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that when someone is in a marriage and you need to know your partner,
Yes.
you know, you don't know what holidays may have meant
Yeah.
to them, and
Or
even,
didn't mean,
or
for that
you
matter.
know,
Yeah.
the experiences. You know, you don't know how those experiences went.
Yep.
For me, just to give a little background about
Yeah.
me, I had so many Christmases and Thanksgivings incarcerated, like literally. In solitary confinement. I had like 3 in solitary confinement. I had, I don't know how many in county jail settings. I had a lot, on drugs.
Yeah.
And, I had a lot when, actually my mom was on drugs and my parents. And so I really, a holiday for me, I always used to foul it in the back of my mind when I wasn't emotionally intelligent as I am now. Not that I'm just, super emotionally intelligent, but I've
On your
gone
journey.
on a journey of learning emotional intelligence. I didn't know
Yeah.
that, I just found in the back of my mind that it was just another day. But what I did not know is that, I had a lot of traumatic experiences
Yeah.
that I really hadn't tackled. And I don't know if that was, the cause of our first Christmas being, weird and awkward. I think it was just a lack of communication, just
Yeah.
not knowing how to communicate as a husband
Yeah.
at the time. And
Or me as a wife.
yeah, and so we it kind of like blew up, and we later on, I can't really truly remember all the details, but obviously we probably went on and enjoyed it. But I
We
believe
did not.
We didn't.
We did not go
Okay.
on to each other. So what ended up happening was we went to dinner. We were going to dinner with friends.
Okay.
And I kind of just just kind of went through the motions of it. And that's how it wrapped up. Early, before all of that went down, it was pretty happy. We had a good time. But then at that moment, it just kind of crashed and burned from there. So, which,
Yeah, because I knew I was living out of town, so I don't
Mm-hmm.
even know how I was there in San Antonio, because I know I lived in Corpus Christi.
yeah, you came in for the weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll go out. We'll recap that memory at home right
Well,
now.
no, well, I mean, we're there, we're here.
Yeah,
So,
well,
so just to try to track it down. So we didn't have a
Yeah.
good time, I suppose. I guess is
We
what we're
did
saying.
not.
And so, I mean, when she's saying we, I guess she's saying her, because I can't even remember the
Right.
experience whatsoever.
Oh my God.
I can't even really remember it. But she obviously she remembers in details.
Yeah.
Which, I'm sure it helped shape some type of moment and growth for her, and obviously for our marriage. And so, we do know that there's experiences, in holidays, and you want to grow through it and develop through it. And so this is something that we want to talk about. I believe this segment, this session, this episode, so we can all learn from these experiences.
So I think from that first Christmas, one of the things that I learned is that people experience the holidays differently. For me, Billy just explained his sentiment towards the holidays early on. For me, my sentiment toward the holidays was completely the polar opposite of that. It was a happy time. It was family time. It was a lot of eating, singing, just joy all the way around. Thanksgiving, Christmas, the New Year, all of it. I was raised in a Christian home. So I had, both of my parents. Well, my mom married, and the guy, the man that my mom married, he raised me. So he was essentially the only father that I knew. Even though I do have issues, or have worked through issues with abandonment, because my biological father wasn't there. But God was faithful. My dad came into my life and he raised me. Which essentially he's my stepdad, but he raised me, and he's the guy that I refer to as my dad. And so I was raised in a 2-parent home. I had, gifts and food and just all the things, that people associate with the happy time, right?
Well,
during the
I mean,
holidays.
just to make a segue, I don't even think that I experienced it as a bad experience for me. Like, I just you know, when I say that I was incarcerated and, you know, I just didn't even, it was just another day. So it wasn't like, oh, okay, you know, it was just so pitiful. I mean, I think that not for me, it wasn't, you know, because I just didn't know. Like, you know how like when you're exposed to certain things, you don't even know what it could be, you know, but I know this is what it is and I'm living and making the best out of it at that season and that time. Then once you get older, you look back and you're like, wow, hold on. That could have, you know, been a shaper and a molder of the way you see holidays now. Because I mean, for me, I mean, it's just another day. I mean, I enjoy them now, and she's helped me do that. Not that I didn't enjoy them then, but I mean, I didn't have like what you call the Christmas spirit, and like, ooh, whoopee, I want to turn on, you know, music and do carol and you know, go out and shop and you know, I mean, yeah, let's buy some let's buy some presents, put them under the tree. You know, I might not even wrap it up. I might just give it to you. I mean, because I just didn't. That wasn't a vibe for me. And so, yeah, I don't think it wasn't joyful. I just think that I didn't know it in the context that you knew it.
Okay. And, yeah. That being said, I guess that's not my definition of joyful. What you just described in terms of following it as just another day or giving somebody a gift not wrapped, that kind of stuff. Yeah. That's not joyful to me. But I can say that throughout the years, we've met each other where we're at in terms of the holidays, because like Billy said, you know, he just described his whole holiday experience. Mine is the opposite of that. And so I tend to bring like I don't know if it's overjoy or if it's just a lot. And he has really grown to understand that that's me. That's who you and are. He he's not all Grinch about it, you know, but
I'm just every day I'm going to enjoy myself. So I'm not going to extend it and just fall into
or just wait for that one day.
Yeah, I'm not going to fall in this little thing of like, oh, this day we're going to expend thousands of dollars and go overboard. No, we're going to eat out real good every day. We're going to go and experience time with family every day. Like, I mean, as much as we can, because I don't want to isolate all the
time, not necessarily every day.
Yeah, as much as we can, because I'm not going to isolate this to just one day. And because I think that it's just over commercialized. And, you know, I have a whole view on that, you know that. Yeah. But it could have been formed through it just being another day when I was a kid. So I'm open to, you know, say that's a possibility. I don't know. I don't know.
It's possible.
But I definitely am not going to be like, I was just sitting in a corner with dirt on my cheeks. Like, don't, you know, I'm just crying because I just didn't know what Christmas, but it wasn't, I was not victimized like that. And that was not the mindset. I just, you know, I pressed through everything that came my way, even when I was incarcerated. Thank God, through the grace of God. And, you know, it was a day, and some days I was like, wow, that was Christmas. I didn't even just highlight it like that, because you can easily find yourself in a mental state of depression, and you over sensationalize something and create a moment for you that would be unhealthy, and I just couldn't put myself in that position.
I understand that. Yeah, because, for sure. You were in survival mode.
Yeah.
So I get that totally. So when it comes to Christmas, just the holidays period, all of them, you know, Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, all of that. Are you I think I already know the answer to this, but for the people, would you say you're about big family, big food, big entertainment, like all of that more now than you were ever in your life? Or are you still about the same and you just endure it because I like it?
I don't think that I endure anything like as far as like in our relationship. I wouldn't use those words or that word endure. You know, because once it take place, whether I would choose that way of doing it or not, I'm going to enjoy myself. Yeah. Like, I'm not going to limit myself to like, oh, she wants to do this, so I'm just going to put up with it. I just can't live my life like that.
Yeah.
It's just leaving my life to be controlled by too many things that I just feel like they shouldn't control me. But I would not initiate it. Right. And you know that. I'm not going to, like you get a text thread or email everybody, we're going to do this and we're going to have this and you bring that. I mean, I just got a text from a family member just a moment ago. Do you want a particular dish for Thanksgiving? I don't know. I mean, just, I mean, if you want to bring something, it's fine. I mean, and I know that sounds like Grinchish or whatever, but that's just how I am. And you got to know, I mean, it's like, okay, I'm going to eat, I'm going to enjoy it. And whatever happens, I'm going to have fun.
Yeah.
But I would not initiate it.
Right.
Like I would not come up with the, with all the fixings, the food, and I wouldn't have everybody at the house at a particular time. I wouldn't think about it, but if they come there, that's cool.
Yeah.
And somebody, I mean, obviously somebody has to do that. So typically it's you that does you do that. I don't do that. So am I more? I don't know. I mean, I think that I mean, it's one of those things where I really love my family, dearly. I really love creating moments with them.
Yeah.
But the way I'm hardwired, I probably would never figure out. This sounds so horrible, but I probably wouldn't figure out the time to make. I mean, like I wouldn't carve it in there, and that's where I mean, it's beautiful that you do that well for our marriage. And some people, please don't judge me for that, because some people that's just how they're hardwired, and it may be a different dynamic. Maybe you and your wife, if you're the husband, maybe both of you all do that well. Maybe one of you guys do it well and one don't. I mean, I don't. And I wouldn't ever charge that to my heart. I would charge it to my mind, don't
kind of how you're hardwired.
Yeah. So I mean, so do I have fun? Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, like I don't, absolutely. I enjoy myself.
Yeah, really do. You do. I think at first, like early on, it was a lot.
Yeah, because you guys are a lot. Like you and your family are a lot. Like I mean, I love y'all, but y'all are a lot. It's like you want to be all bubbly.
I have to say we are.
I'm like, okay, well, I mean, I'm cool. I mean, I'm having fun, and it don't have to look like yours. You know what I mean?
I know that now. Yeah. But at first, what I was gonna say was, back then, I used to think, what is wrong with him? Like he is such a Grinch. Like, oh my gosh.
Because she run around with with a candy cane shirt on, and that Santa Claus hat, and little footies on her feet, walk around, singing Whitney Houston's, you know what I'm saying, Christmas carols. I'm like, I'm cool. I'm not saying turn it off, but I'm probably not gonna do that. But watch what they done.
Yeah.
They done bought all kind of pajamas and stuff, and they put me in them, and I participate. We want to take pictures. We want to go to the mall. Let's go take pictures in front of the big Christmas tree. I done it all with y'all, but I wouldn't have never initiated it.
Yeah,
because it's just and I'm gonna have fun. It ain't like I'm like dragging my feet going. I mean, I never done that. Never.
No, you haven't.
But I'm saying, just don't think that I'm not having fun because it don't look like your fun.
Right.
Fun for me. I mess around, be over there drinking espresso, playing Madden. You know what I'm saying? Everybody cooking, and you got the Christmas carols going, and I'm having fun with the fellas, and I'm having a great time.
Yeah.
And so but we had to learn.
We did. I had to learn early on. You will not be, making hot cocoa with me, or any of those type of what you just described. Now. He will definitely participate. He wears his pajamas, his Christmas pajamas to our brunch. He even came up with games. He comes up with games. Yeah. That's pretty much his part is the entertainment part now. Yeah. So one thing I will say.
And I'm gonna be the life of the party.
Yeah, you will. One thing I will say about Billie Island though, that bar, like hands down, gives the best gifts ever. I will say that. Yeah. Now. My gifts are very heartfelt, and they're very given with a lot of love.
What that's saying is they're very inexpensive. Okay, that's what she said in a nutshell.
You literally just call me cheap.
I didn't say cheap. I said inexpensive.
I'm gonna say this. Whatever. I give a heartfelt gift.
That's what given that means.
With love.
That's what that means.
But he does give good gifts. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, your boy.
I'm not sure.
Well, that's one of my love languages. I like gifts. I'm not saying nothing about you besides you do it with a lot of love.
Yeah.
And obviously the people that receive it, they accept that. Yeah. And you know what I mean. But for me, I mean, I think I know my love languages are gifts.
Yeah, it is.
So sometimes it's something that really I need to like gauge better, because sometimes that's not people's love language. Like your love language is time. I know that now. You like to spend time, but for me, it's gifts. So I'm looking for a response. I got this big diamond ring. I'm thinking, I'm looking at her and she's like, "Oh, thank you." I'm like, "What?" I'm like this supposed to blow your wig back, girl. Like this supposed to have you like excited, but that's not her love language. But I had to learn that, because for me, a gift is like, oh man, I don't care, small gift,
That's true.
big gift.
Yeah.
You just thought of me. You know what I mean? I don't care if it's like a Rolex watch, which obviously no one has ever done that. But I'm saying, whatever it may be, I don't care. You give me a little trinket, a little keychain because you're on vacation. Thank you. Wow. Yeah. So what I do in turn is I just give gifts that are extremely well, I would say, just because I know how it feels to receive a gift. And so, yes, I do like to give good gifts.
Yeah, you do.
And that's something that I don't know where I picked that up at. It's just hardwired in me.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, like I said, I give heartfelt gifts. I give, they're not necessarily cheap, even though I have been
Inexpensive.
accused. I have been accused. No,
Didn't use the word cheap.
but
Inexpensive.
you did
for
say
sure.
cheap, but you went back and said not necessarily cheap, but inexpensive.
No, I started with the word inexpensive.
Did you? Okay,
you received it as cheap.
Okay, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
Either way it goes, I've been accused.
Okay.
Not necessarily by him. My sisters are just.
So, watch this. If you keep on hearing the same melody,
Listen, I've changed.
you listening to the right song. That's the song.
I have changed my ways.
Well, we're not saying you haven't, because I can testify that you are getting
I have
better.
stepped my game up. I have stepped my game up.
You're getting better.
I have.
You're getting better.
I have.
And so that's a good thing.
Thank you.
So around the holidays, I love building memories. For sure.
Yeah.
I really, really love building memories. And one of the things that I truly believe is once you get married, that's your team.
Yeah.
You are building with that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I always say it's Team Island, because once I married Helena, that's the family unit now.
Yeah.
Even like our son is like old. He's going on 30 years old. And so he has his own unit. So you may not be here at the house. So I'm not going to crowd up into your space. So sisters and sister-in-laws, they'll have their own unit with their own children and grandchildren. So I'm fine building memories with Helena. Now, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I love my sisters. I love my brothers. I love my mom, my mother-in-law, everyone that's connected to us. But yeah, we are all about building memories, and you just got to watch out for over sensationalizing, holiday seasons, and you live like hell the rest of the 10, 11 months. But then right now you want to try to fabricate some type of an experience that you really don't have.
Yeah.
Work on making every moment matter.
Yeah.
And that's what I think me and you, like when we first were learning one another, I'm trying to make every moment matter every day.
Yeah.
I'm not just going to highlight Christmas and just begin to start acting like, okay, this one moment we're gonna just blow it up and make it this experience. It's like everlasting. When I want to do that all throughout the year, and that now.
Yeah.
From just being married to us, like we'll just get away.
Yeah.
And it don't have nothing to do with any holiday.
Yeah.
So.
One of the points that you made, I thought was very interesting, because it reminded me of something I heard. It was a reel, I think. Some pastor was talking about the dynamics of family unit, right? So you have a child or children, adult children. They get married. The guy said that it's not fair for parents to expect their adult children to always want to be with them for the holidays, because they should be given the liberty to choose what is going to be the new tradition for their family. And I thought that that was very interesting because it's hard. I would think that it's hard to for parents who raised up their children, from birth, and they've been with them every Christmas and every holiday prior to marriage, and then now all of a sudden, the wife is like, or the husband is like, well, I spend Christmas with my family, and the wife is like, well, I spend Christmas with my family. So
Not
that's
hard for me. Not hard for me. I mean, the way I'm hardwired wouldn't be hard.
let me
Get out.
finish.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's on that's I lost my train of thought. Anyway, that's the new family unit that's been formed.
Right.
It's for them to work that out,
Yeah.
not for the parents to get involved and throw, logs on that fire of, hey, I want you over here for Christmas and things like that.
Not
which
only,
I can imagine is hard.
and not only just parents. I mean, I guess I wouldn't say just a mother, but maybe it's hard for you. But for the way I'm hardwired is you need to get out and go establish yourself. I've been saying this for years. It's just like, even with sisters, okay, if you had a husband and you had a family, you wouldn't be up in our space. You know what I mean? I've always been saying that everybody has their unit. I mean, and it is not limited to your children either. Your children, they're establishing themselves, and now they have their own household. So that's a good thing. I mean, I think that pastor was tracking down a good trail. I really believe that that's something that's
So allowing kids to make their own, adult children to make their own decisions where they want to spend the holidays, what their new traditions will be for their family, that may or may not include your family, their family unit, which 9 times out of 10, somewhere in there has to be compromise and give and take, like maybe Thanksgiving with your family and Christmas with his or whatever. I think that those things can definitely be worked out.
I mean, it can be, but I mean, it's not letting them because they're grown now. So if they don't want to do it, it's not like you have to get.
Well, when I say letting them, I mean like you coming to terms with it.
Yeah, you don't have to come to a compromise with them because they make their own decisions now. And much as you would love them to be there, possibly every holiday, it just may not happen.
Yeah.
It may not ever happen. They just may not want to. I mean, for whatever reason, and a person just need to settle in their heart that hey, that's maybe my new norm, they may not want to, and even if they do, they just pop up, they show for a while and, it just help and then they leave and it help. A person needs to, I would say, settle in their heart so they won't have any issues going on internally and battles and fighting a war that they may not be able to win,
Yeah. So the holidays are very emotionally taxing. They can be very, very, very happy or very, very depressing. There's anger, there's jealousy, there's resentment. All of it seems to come to the holiday table. So, Billy and I would just like to extend, this advice, just to go pray somewhere. If you pray, we pray, get your heart in a place where you're open to all of the things that family members can bring to the table, and maintain your peace, Yeah,
it reminds me of like all those movies that you see that, the families come together and it's always like chaotic,
just
like
weirdness.
Somewhere, because everyone's life, it just does not blend the way you would want it to. It's not a Hallmark movie style experience because we are dealing with real people with real problems, with real egos, with real hurts, with real pain, with real memories. And so for me, just like for me in my experience, I had an experience where I can name at least 7 to possibly even 10 Christmases and Thanksgivings that were just totally traumatic. And and that was the theme. Just endure through it. And I didn't even know. I was unaware that that's what I used to do, that I would just literally endure. And then I found it as an adult. I think it's just another day.
Yeah.
And so, and don't get me wrong, when I was pressing through it, I wouldn't go through a lot of, guilt or pain at that moment. But once you become an adult, you look back and say, wow, I think that formed the way I deal with Christmas. And I thank God for my wife and her family and just new experiences, and I thank God for Jesus because he began to minister to me and deal with my heart. And I believe that I began to start learning, what it looked like to be a Christian and to be joyful and to experience Christmas,
Yeah.
in a new way. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm just not that type of person anyway to just over spiritualize. I'm too practical or over sensationalize, I should say, holidays.
Yeah.
But I'm going to have fun. I'm going to enjoy myself. And I can't wait for this one for 2024. And hopefully your
Yeah.
holidays are filled with joy and memories
Absolutely.
and healthy moments. And hope your marriage is blessed and you're blessed with gifts and you're blessed with peace and you're blessed with all type of security that would anchor you in this season.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
it's something about holidays that, at the Islands household. Helena has a tradition, if you don't mind sharing about the tradition you have for Christmas.
So what we do is we have a brunch.
When we say we talking about her.
You do help me cook sometimes.
Okay. I remember that. But,
For both sides of our family to come together at our house and just kind of spend some time, eat, laugh, connect with each other, because we don't always get to spend holidays together. And so Christmas brunches is our tradition where we open up our home and
it's Christmas Eve or is it Christmas?
It's usually Christmas Day.
Okay.
Usually Christmas
It's
Day.
a lot of fun.
But I'm going to get with, the family and see what works for everybody.
It's so much fun. There's so much food. There's so much joy.
Yeah.
Because everyone has different walks of life. Everyone, life be life, and as they say.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
for
so,
real.
my nieces and nephews, and sometimes our son and his fiance, and our grandchildren, and my sisters and sister-in-law, my mother-in-law. We're just all in the house having a great time, playing games, laughing, eating, drinking coffee, cocoa. I mean, just playing music. I mean,
Somehow it always comes back to coffee.
Yeah, always. But it's so much fun.
Yeah.
And we hope that you find a tradition
Yes.
that really, begins to build some moments and memories for your marriage and your family.
Yes.
And once again, if you feel like commenting and sharing with some of your traditions in the comment section, share with us.
Yeah,
some
please
of
do.
the traditions you have for your family around Thanksgiving and
The
Christmas holidays. Yeah. So thank you so much for joining us today. And we pray that you have subscribed already. And if you haven't, shame on you. You need to subscribe. And we want you also to rate, review, and share this.
Yes, please.
With all the people you can. We are the Islands, and we believe that every moment matters.